just want to show what I've been working on. It's a huge endeavor, and I don't know that it shows up very well on camera, but I've been putting in so many terraces. That one's the top walkway. There's a small one there. I'm standing on one here. There's one here. There's one here. The next one is this large one. And then there'll be more there. On this side, there are many. Yesterday I felled some more trees in this area. I have to take care of that, but you can see here's a terrace. There's a terrace. There's a terrace. There's a terrace. There's a terrace. Probably 10 going down. And even more out of sight. So this is my attempt at terraforming, because it is a steep hillside, and when it's in its natural state, it's basically impenetrable. It's solid jungle. It was solid jungle, and then there's so much stuff underfoot, you can barely take a step without getting trapped and hooked and snagged, and there's just, so this gives, this is down to the earth, and then it also gives a kind of an area where you can walk on a flat area. And I know that this wood will decompose eventually, but I'm hoping that the erosion will kind of enhance them a little bit by pushing dirt down onto them, and they'll get more and more solid, and then they'll just become part of the soil. That's the idea anyway. And they're basically big compost hills, so you can see it's kind of spongy. It's just sticks and leaves. This one's about 9-10 inches high. Very difficult to make it out on the camera. There's one there, a couple feet wide. That one's quite large, not finished yet. I was working on that one yesterday, and there's another one just out of sight below it that is a really big one. So here you can see one from the front, how they work. In this case, I kind of used part of the root, and I prop up logs against the stumps, and then I stack the debris in them. Here you can see they kind of look like nests. And there you can see too. What's interesting is that on that area, it's giving the feeling of an amphitheater because of the terraces. And I think I would like to develop this into an amphitheater. Hopefully each terrace will just grow a grass on top, and people will be able to just sit on these terraces and picnic, and then build some kind of stage down there for, concerts or plays. I imagine like Shakespeare, or maybe some Greek plays, Aristophanes kind of stuff, and then some classical music or interesting experimental modern music. I don't know. It's something that harmonizes with the beautiful jungle backdrop, though. So yeah, you could get a few hundred people probably in this area if you packed them in. But it would be kind of nice to just have sort of 100 people in little groups picnicking around. And ultimately, that backdrop area will be all opened up like this. You'll be able to see down to the river. And I just recently got through this wall of trees and exposed those beautiful red mulatto trees. They're so nice because the vines won't grow up them. Not really. Not as much as the other trees, but can see there's several of them down there. And then there's that one over there that I started to expose yesterday. I cut several trees down. You can still see them sitting down there. I haven't processed them yet, but yeah, there's an enormous tree. You can't see, but it's straight there. Comes all the way up to there. That's the one that you look at from inside the jacuzzi tub that I call it, which is the waterfall kind of pool where I take baths. Yeah, and so then the creek meets right somewhere there, the shower, and this will be opened up just to reveal the creek as well. And hopefully gardens down there on the flats someday, at least bananas. It's dry season. We've had about between 20 and 40% of the normal rainfall for this last 30-day period. It's been pretty dry, barely any rain, which has kind of made it nice for me. I can get more work done and less mud. But yeah, I feel like it's a huge Andy Goldsworthy type project. Taking this, you couldn't see anything here when I arrived. It was just solid jungle like this. Everything was like that. You could barely walk through it. And now it's this hilltop with views and terraces and the beginning of some food growing. My tomatoes are doing pretty well. Here, I'll take you over there. Oh, I'm doing a big bonsai treatment with this. I think it's some kind of fig tree. So I cut it years ago and it just keeps growing branches. So I'm weighting them down with these sticks to get nice bends in them. And I'm gonna keep it small and keep cutting it back so that it stays alive but kind of dwarfs out. So see, this is a pretty narrow I've never walked on this one, I don't think, except for when I was doing it. Most of them I don't need to access. I've been, trying to figure out a way to do a continuous path all the way down, but it hasn't really worked out so far. I mean, it just makes it so much longer. There probably one exists, like I could go there and turn there and then go along there. And then I'm working on that curve right now. There's some old cutoffs that I found. Probably too rotten, but I'm trying to dry them out. Maybe I can use them down there. There's actually a really interesting rock outcropping right there. A lot of bedrock showing through. I want to do something with that area. Maybe have a little table and chairs there, or maybe a little deck at some point. A little pagoda, who knows? But yeah, I gotta come through here with the machete. These things are growing up already. Like, these things grow so fast. I don't know what these are. You can see it's been hacked off. And then, yeah. So this terrace does not look I don't think I put much attention into this one. It needs I usually try to find one good green stout log to support it. Something that'll last a few years before it decomposes. I was making them a lot faster than I am now. Now I'm really kind of taking my time to construct them. See, here's a good log that edges this one. I need to put in a diagonal log here and then notch this out with the pickaxe so that I have kind of a ramp going up, because then this is the main path. And we can go here. And I'll take you around this way. Some more offcuts that I made a little bench out of. This is all a terrace here. Something was digging in here recently. I wonder if it might be an armadillo. And then I noticed that there's somebody's living in there. I don't know who. I've never seen an armadillo here, but you see the soil's all dug up here too. This is now every night I wake up and something's been growing. AI told me it's probably armadillos looking for bugs in this loose stuff that I've made these terraces out of. Yeah, look at that. There's a big hole right there. This thing's been very active the last week or so. See that hole? That is not how I leave things. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I don't mind too much, but it's not gonna help my process with these terraces turning into hard mounds, ultimately. Here's another one of these kind of fig trees. I've got just big branches weighting stuff down to kind of dwarf it. Yeah, see here, look, more dug up. I mean, if it's just one, it's really active. It's going all over my property every night. I've been doing this in the morning, getting it flat again. So it's feeding. Anyway, here's here are 4 tomato plants that I have going that are doing really well. Surprisingly, with all this, which I guess it gets enough sunlight there, but between the tree and that, it's not in direct sunlight, but they're happy, which is why I didn't separate them. Oh look, there's the first flowers. Nice, okay. I was wondering how long I had to wait for it to fruit. They're only about a month and a half old, maybe 6 weeks. And these are from seeds from tomatoes from the plant that I found growing down in the river a few months back. That it was a great tomato plant just growing up through the rocks right on the banks of the river. And I probably ate 30 nice tomatoes off that plant and harvested some of the seeds. I wonder what these black dots are here. Are those bugs or what is that? So there's those 4, and then there's this one big one. Oh, I see the beginnings of flowers there too. Cool. Yeah, there's a little flower. First one's nice. And then, whoa, oh man, there's all these ants right here. Somehow, I keep forgetting about it. You know, they kind of sting when they get on you. So then down, all over my foot. I don't know if they bite or if it's like a chemical thing. I got an acid. Oh man, they're all over me. Come on, guys. I was really in them. I keep forgetting that area. It's full of ants. Oh. Oh man. Hi, Momo. Anyway, I was just going to show you. Oh, I also found some lilikoi, what do they call it here? Maracuya, passion fruit. Found 3 fruits floating in my pool down in the river, like fresh ones. bright yellow, very buoyant. They didn't have much to eat inside of them, but they had seeds, so I just made a trough there and I dropped all the seeds in there, and I'm hoping they sprout. And if they do, what I'm going to do is build some kind of a grid of maybe bamboo or some kind of posts between these two trees and let the lilikoi climb it and create a little bit of a screen with the passion fruit vines. And then, yeah, so over here is what I was showing you. I just put in some pepper plants. Here's one up here. I think they're serrano, they might be jalapeno. And then there's 6 more. I think there's 7 in all. There's one there. That's a tomato. And then a pepper, and then another tomato. And then there's a few more around. So, and then I prepped that area. That whole area I've just kind of been prepping. I just whacked everything down, and I'm gonna try to grow sweet potatoes down there. It gets a lot of sun, and apparently they like to spread out. And I have two, I'm trying to sprout right now from the actual potatoes. I guess you can get multiple slips off one potato and plant them. So here is that's a little tomato clone. It's not doing too well. There's another little tomato up here that was doing all right, and then it just failed. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone now. Man, it was okay. It wasn't really growing. And then I actually have some purple onions right there. And something just came and ate the tops off. I took a few to cook with, but then the other day something came and just ate them all. And then this area, I'm prepping, this whole area, I'm prepping for regular small potatoes. So we'll see what happens. I got a little cacao tree down there and over there. Those are little babies, but they're getting new leaves. And I got a couple avocados on the other side that are doing all right. I haven't been having the greatest luck growing stuff so far, which is weird because you'd think here's a couple more avocado shoots, and these are actually mame sapote sprouts and a few more peppers. But I need some stuff that once it goes, it just goes, and it's almost like a weed. Like I almost have to cut it back and eat off it all the time so that it doesn't take over. I need stuff like that because I don't think I have enough knowledge or enough time to deal with like sensitive, tender, hard to grow stuff. I need stuff that just takes over like the local plants here do. And then this tree is Zapote Negro, and I think it's related to the persimmon. They kind of look like green persimmons. They fall off. I've seen some up the trail from another tree that they turn black and they get black inside, and I guess they're supposed to be kind of interesting and tasty and sweet. I don't know, I opened one black one and it didn't look too appetizing, but we'll see if we get some. It's a beautiful tree though. It's a huge tree. It's so textured and interesting. So then down there, more terraces. It's also like another little amphitheater. And I've got some log poles curing, and I need to harvest like all my wood for the barn from that area because it's all big stuff, and I can't really move it very well, so it needs to be local and close. So I've been clearing that whole area out. Yeah, so, and that's actually, that's ultimately going to be the driveway that comes in and goes out up to the road, up the ridge. Yeah, it looks really steep from this angle, but I think it's drivable. And then, you know, I'll start pushing that wall of jungle back too. Make that, I want to keep that kind of a shady area, but open, so that you have this feeling of going through the forest on your way down to the waterfalls. It's just all the small stuff needs to come out, and I'll just leave the big trees, but I think it's naturally going to be pretty shady. All right, it's coffee time. Right, Momo? Coffee time? Momo. Say hi, Momo.